Hello and welcome. I would like to show you how you can easily scan and automate SAP Fiori. In order to do so, I've prepared a small example of our sales order process. Our sales order process consists of certain functionalities including the creation of an inquiry, quotation, sales order, an outbound delivery, and a billing document, followed by log. In order to make this demo as smooth as possible, I already executed the first 4 folders you can see here. So we are right in the creation of the sales order process. And as you can see here, there is 2 steps missing for the initial screen and the sales order overview. In order to automate those, we need to create modules first. So let's check out SAP Fiori first. As you can see here, SAP Fiori is organized in tiles. And in order to make it easier, I already opened the created sales order tile, which looks like this. So we are ready to scan our screen. To be able to scan your screen, you need to find your module folder first, or if it's not there yet, you need to create it. Please make sure that you have a very clear structure where how you structure your modules to be able to easily find it and add modules if desired. We're here in the VA01 create sales order. Therefore, as you can see, there are no modules below it. We need to scan them. In order to do so, you can just hold the Shift key while using the scan to show various technologies that you want to scan, including HTML, which gives you only the desired technology that you're actually searching for within the XScan. As you can see here, we do have our SAP Fiori page, which is the creation of the sales document. To make scanning as easy as possible, you can just use the function select on screen, which will allow you to just select the controls that you actually want. In our case, we want all of them. Please don't forget that in the bottom right here, you do have the continue or continue in creation with a reference if you desire to do so. The next step would be to make sure that each of these controls are uniquely identified, which can be determined by the text that is showed below here. So let's go step by step through it. Every object is unique as soon as it's not listed with a yellow line here, but we also need to make sure that the identification is unique. As you can see here, the ID looks kind of stable in this case, and also on the other cases it says create sales document, which looks like it's stable on that page. There might be some pages where the ID is not stable, so you have to adjust it accordingly. Taking a look into that, as you can see, there is check boxes further down here. We can see that it is basically everywhere a unique identification. In case of the buttons, as you can see, the ID is a random number here, followed by a button 0 ID. It is maybe not stable, so luckily it's already identified via its title. In order to rename the module accordingly, you can either do that within the XScan directly or afterwards in the module section. I will do one module each so you have a better idea what I'm talking about. In order to name our module uniquely, you want to have the transaction code included in the module name, and my personal favorite is a pipe in order to separate the different sections from each other. So we have VA01 create sales document, or create sales order, as you want to call it. And because this is the initial screen, I just call it initial screen. That all done, we can finish off our scan. You could now fill out those values manually and scan the next screen, or we can just simply also automate that case already. In order to do so, you need to close the XScan. As you can see here, we already have our very neat module with a very nice naming, which is also following the naming convention what we've implemented here. The reason why we've given it such a name is to be easily findable by our feature, which is called search and add test step. You can either call that function by right-clicking and say search and add test step, or via the ribbon, or just pressing Ctrl T. In here, we can search for our transaction, and then you will find all related modules, and one of them is the create sales order initial screen, which we just scanned right now. For our test case, we do have specific data that is buffered upfront in our input values to be used, so I'll just use it here. We have the sales organization, then we do have the distribution channel, we have the division, the sales office, and the sales group. And of course, we need to click continue. We're choosing X instead of click to have a technical click, so we don't need to use the mouse here. Ideally, all these values are not stored in buffers, but are coming from test case design. And of course, you also want to rename the step to follow it according to the action you actually want to do there. So this is basically create sales order, the initial screen. So it's 100% clear what you're actually doing here. And we can also run that in the Scratchbook. That should automatically bring us to the next page, which is the sales order overview page.